Hello, my name is Andrew St. Pierre White. This is my channel where I speak about things other than four-wheel drive and adventure travel. I'm of course an adventure travel filmmaker. My channel is linked above, and that's my main work. That's the work that I do, my passion. My life's goal is to find the world's most amazing and remote places and drive to them and document them. This is a bit of an impromptu video with my morning coffee. About YouTube. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my insights into YouTube, and if you're a follower of my work, this might interest you, particularly in terms of if you like to make comments on the channel. One of my challenges, and I think this is common with everybody on YouTube, is that the trolls come along, the haters come along, and they give you a hard time. The motivation for these people is unknown to me. I haven't really investigated it because I'm actually not that interested in why they do these strange things. I think it's often a case of jealousy, and they just feel as if they're inadequate, and here's somebody having success on somewhere where they might like success, and so instead of celebrating their success with that other person, they try and pull them down to their own level. And I think that's quite common. And question, does it get to me? Yeah, it does. And I don't think that many YouTubers are completely immune to it. It does get to me, but I've come up with a solution that works really, really well. And it is a bit of a rash solution. It is some might call it rash, but I call it sensible. Firstly, if you comment on anybody's channel with a link to another, in fact, any kind of link, YouTube blocks it. So automatically, if you put a link, it is blocked. I then get to see those blocked comments. Now, on my channel, like everybody's channel, if there's a link, it's blocked. I get to then approve them or just throw them away. And I would say 50%, if the link is relevant to the subject, I'll let it go. If it's just promoting their own YouTube channel for no reason at all, or no real reason, no reason of value to the visitors to my channel, I'll just hit the delete button. But I've also put up keywords. In other words, YouTube flags any comment that contains certain bad words. And I've listed probably 10 words that I regard as offensive. Included, they're the obvious ones, but included, I've put in words like moron, idiot, things like that. Derogatory terms where somebody might call me an idiot or call somebody else on my channel an idiot. My idea of anybody going into my channel should actually go in there and come away with something positive. If they're coming away with something negative, then that's against what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve people going into my channel will learn something and be informed and be entertained, okay? And come away with a feeling, yeah, that was worth my time. I invested so much time in watching those videos. I came away with something. I enjoyed myself or learned something. And positive. If they go in and they suddenly find, well, now they're being insulted by some moron, some other git in the world that wants to tear them down in an effort to lift themselves up, I regard that as unnecessary, unconstructive, and should be just torn down completely. Now, I had somebody comment on my channel this morning, which is actually the reason why I decided to record this video on my alternative channel, and that was, he said, I met John Ruth, who's a bit of a hero here in Australia for his four-wheel drive exploits, his magazine articles, his books, his magazines and things like that. And he is a hero, and I met him. What a nice man he is. And somebody commented, don't give up your day job. And a snide comment like that, I thought, well, it's not insulting. It's just derogatory. It's just, let's push you down. Why? So I made a comment and I replied, which I don't normally do this, but I almost feel it's almost not so much my duty, but it's positive if I respond and say, please explain yourself. Did you need to make that snide comment? And I said, well, this is my day job. I've been doing it for a long, long time, and I make a good living at it, and I do what I love. I don't consider myself to be rich. I'm certainly not poor. I'm probably pretty average, but I love what I do. That's rare for people. Not that common that people find a vocation that they absolutely love doing. And it's, my work is my life. And when I work late hours, but sometimes, as Stephen Fry once said, work is more fun than fun. He loves his work that much that it's what he does, even for fun. And I do that too, to a large extent. I'll often work because a late night edit because I'm just loving it. I mean, just having such a lovely time. I'm very fortunate in that. So here's this person saying, don't give up your day job. So I said, well, I've been doing it for so long and what do you do? Are you a bus driver or a fighter pilot? Knowing that he would probably be somewhere in between bus driver and fighter pilot. I'm not saying don't, if you're a bus driver, I'm sorry, but I don't want to offend you, but bus driver is a pretty menial task. I'm sure that you would, if you are a bus driver, would prefer another career. But if you're a bus driver, there's nothing wrong with being a bus driver. But if you're a fighter pilot, you might want to tell everybody, I'm a fighter pilot. It's something to show off about. I figured he was somewhere in between, and he is. He came back and said, I'm a firefighter. Okay, that's an interesting career. I think firefighting could be a very interesting career. And I responded, I said, it's surprised me that a snide comment such as yours comes from somebody who's obviously has an interesting career. He then came back and said, yes, I've been a firefighter for 30 years and I've been da-da-da and was this, and a few little accolades. And I went back to him and I said, so it looks like we both have very satisfying careers. And that was the end of the discussion. But I have to ask, why was the first discussion, don't give up your day job? It wasn't one of my best videos, I admit, but it was certainly not a bad video. Presentation was free and open and it wasn't terrible. I'm not David Attenborough. But why the snide comment? So I kind of let that go, and I obviously am not going to get upset with something like that. But I think that YouTube viewers have the opportunity to lift and really do good by making positive comments, asking a constructive question. The moment you judge, it's just awful because you don't know. You're just seeing it from the surface. You're seeing something from the surface and you're making a judgment call based on your own insecurities. It is so destructive. It's so, YouTubers, even the bad ones, are working hard and trying their best. The way to respond to a bad YouTuber is just not to watch them, which is what happens. The bad YouTubers don't do very well on YouTubers. When I say bad YouTubers, I'm talking about poor content, poor quality content. Not a lot of effort into the content. But some of what we might regard as bad YouTubers may be great to some people. Some people may love what they're doing because they like the characters or they like something about. Don't judge them as being bad just because you don't like it. Just don't say anything. Just don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you do like it, watch it. If you really like it, watch it and subscribe. And if you really, really like it, share it with other people and say, hey, look what I found. It's so easy to criticize. And a simple video, a simple, straightforward video like the one where I met John Ruth. I decided in the morning, I spent the night at his place with his family, and we had a very nice evening and gave me a bed for the night, which I was very grateful for. And we had very nice time and a chat in the morning, and I decided, you know, I should document this because I could actually do a video on its own. And I got out the cameras and started filming and put it together, and it was a fairly quick edit. It probably took me 4 hours to edit, I guess, I'm guessing, but yeah, 4-ish hours. It's a 12-minute video if I'm not wrong. That's my time, that's my effort, that's my job to put in to that video. Was that a particularly difficult video to shoot? No, it wasn't. It was quite easy to shoot. Was it fun to shoot? Definitely. Most of my videos are great fun to shoot. Was it easy to edit? Quite an easy edit. So if that's an easy one, what about the difficult ones? What about the episodes? What about those programs that I make and YouTubers like me make, where we take a trip somewhere and we set up cameras? Every single shot. So there might be a 10-second sequence where there are 12 shots. Every single shot was get the camera, set it up on a tripod somewhere, point it somewhere, frame it up, check that the sound's recording, focus it up, get it ready, run camera, maybe every now and again do 1 or 2, 3 takes to get it right. YouTubers generally have no real appreciation. When I say YouTubers, I'm talking about YouTube viewers now. Few have real appreciation of what it takes to make a good video, where there's high production value, lots of camera angles, lots of great B-roll. B-roll is the other stuff. This would be A-roll, just talk to camera. B-roll, all of the background stuff, is far more work than the A-roll. That's where the real work is, in the B-roll. All of those B-roll shots had to be thought out and set up and filmed and checked and then edited. The more B-roll you have, the more difficult the edit will be. YouTube viewers have really no concept as to how much effort that goes into making a video. So I feel that if you're watching a YouTube video and that you enjoy it, that you have got something out of it, you click that like button. It's the least you can do to say, thanks, I enjoyed it. I watch videos on, a lot of the videos, well, not a lot, but a fair number of videos I watch. How to do something on DaVinci Resolve, which is the editing package that I use. How to do something, how to whatever. Somebody has made that video. Somebody has gone to the trouble in setting it up, cameras, recording the screen, sat for several hours editing that. And I got it for nothing. Nothing. What do you get in life now for nothing? That doesn't cost you 1 cent. Not a lot. That, whatever you watched, did cost somebody something. How do you say thank you? There are a number of ways to do it. The first way, the easy way, is to give it a thumbs up if you thought it was good. If you didn't think it was good, don't give it a thumbs up. If you think it was absolutely terrible, also don't give it a thumbs down. I only ever give a thumbs down to a video if the title was clickbait. In other words, the video did not deliver on any level whatsoever, and all they did was make that video to get me to click it. Because they've wasted my time now. No effort, not enough, then I'll give it a down arrow. Otherwise I won't. If I don't particularly like it or didn't get, I won't give it a down arrow. Why? Why give it a down thumbs? Okay, because some other people, whatever, somebody put in a lot of effort in making that video. Why thumbs down? You didn't lose anything, really. So that's generally my rule. So the first thing is, you say thank you by giving a thumbs up. The second thing, and this is the most significant thing, watch the advert. If the advert's repeated over and over again, fair enough, don't watch it a second or third time, but watch the advert, because a few pennies, and it's such a little amount, but it is something and it all adds up, goes into the pocket of the person that made that video. So if you're going to watch the video, just watch the ad. If you appreciate what the person's done, just watch the ad. Okay. Thirdly is to subscribe. That's pretty obvious. Okay. The fourth thing is to press that little bell. which means they get a notification. So next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell. If you click that, you'll get a notification on your email every time they post up a new video. That's a real thank you. That's significant. A way of saying, gee, thanks. That's good stuff. I not only will subscribe to you, I want to know everything you're doing. Okay, that's a really, really valuable thumbs up. Comment, interaction. Every time you comment on a video, that helps that person's channel grow. It's another way of saying thank you. And of course, the final way is to get involved with whatever crowdfunding that they may, like I do Patreon, which is fantastic for me. Then you're saying more than we like your videos, where you're then saying, hey, we actually want to be involved with what you're doing. We want to be part of your world in some way. And that's, of course, the ultimate way of saying thank you. And the great part about things like Patreon, the creator then can feed back to you and say, well, thank you for being part of my world. I'll send you a sticker or a t-shirt, or I'll make you part of my world. That is my view on YouTube. YouTube is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful platform, and it is becoming more and more difficult for new YouTubers to break in because of the number of people having success on YouTube. But just think about it. YouTube means that everybody on the planet can have their own TV channel. Just think about that. For me personally, it's been absolutely amazing to have my own TV channel. Now, I started my YouTube channel in 2008. 2014, I actually started taking it seriously because somebody said to me, somebody who I respected very much in the world that I'm working in, said, you need to give your material away. And I had a huge backlog of really nice content, video content, film that had been on TV, that I owned all the rights to. I had been spending so much of my time going to TV agencies and to trying to get representation to get into the big channels. And when I was in England, I mean, I even went to Travel Channel and actually left a message on the person's, because they wouldn't answer my email. This is the buyer, senior buyer for Travel Channel. And I'd watched some of Travel Channel's material. And they had some stuff very similar to mine. I'm sorry it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. The production value wasn't as high. I just didn't think it was as good. But that's not really the important thing when it comes to television. The quality of a content is really secondary to who do you know in the industry and where are your contacts. So, of course, I was trying to get contacts, and particularly when I was living in England, trying to build this, extend my viewership through the traditional TV channels. And I had no success. Very, very little success. No success, really, actually, at all. And then in 2014 decided, my biggest viewership is actually YouTube. So when I say started, for the first time, I took my YouTube channel seriously. I started reposting old videos, now in high def, and started rolling out my previously made material and a whole lot of new material onto YouTube, and started Patreon. And stopped looking for networks. I have just had a call from a London network called Optimum Television, who contacted me and saw some of my stuff on YouTube, saw some of my stuff on TV in Africa, and said, we would love to talk to you. So now, without me having to try, I'm having more success with the TV networks than I was while I was trying, because of YouTube. And in fact, I regularly send my programs to a Belgian company that does subtitles in I assume French, and they broadcast all my shows. So what's happened as a result of YouTube is that my audience has not only grown in terms of pure numbers, YouTube numbers, but in TV numbers as well. And that is why I'm a huge advocate, and I'm so pro YouTube. For those of you starting out, it is a challenge. And at the end of the day, it's content, content, content. It's the quality of content that makes YouTube channels successful. In the old days, it was, YouTube marketing was so much part of it. In fact, it had taken a precedent over content. Everybody was saying, you get a great thumbnail up there and you get a great title up there with all the keywords and you'll have success. No, you won't. You'll just have a bump. And then it'll die and disappear. Because if your content isn't of the right quality, people won't stick around, subscribe, and continue to watch. And that's the key to content. It's not about numbers of subscribers. It's about audience retention. At the end of the day, audience retention. And the audience retention is about quality of content. And that's why last year I developed a course on Udemy. I teach filmmaking on Udemy about YouTube, about helping YouTubers understand how quality matters so much more than search engine optimization and YouTube marketing. And you can do YouTube marketing courses. They're everywhere. They're just a dime a dozen. But YouTube content courses and storytelling courses, no. Those are the real valuable courses. Storytelling, telling stories. Because after all, it's all about storytelling, and it's all about capturing your audience and having them have a good time with your content, with your productions. And as a result, come back for more and more. That about wraps it up for today. Thank you for watching.